everybody. Good morning. If you're in California, like our Diahana Barnes, who's with us today, if you're on Eastern Standard Time, it's the middle of the afternoon. My name's Erin Strayer, and this is the Perspective Shifters. And we're going to be talking with the amazing Diahana Barnes, and she is like super uber. Hi, everybody. Thanks for jumping on already with us. We're going to be talking about kind of clearing out and filling in that gap in your business alignment, and kind of talking about the gremlins that creep in and the things that sabotage you and the hidden challenges, and why you're up burning that midnight oil and you constantly have things on your docket and you can't figure out why you're not talking. So we have this amazing woman with us today who I just in California, and I should have stopped, swung by and saw her while I was out there. But then
next time.
I know, next time, right? Yeah. So what this platform is, I'm just going to take a moment and talk about that. But the Perspective Shifters is all about featuring amazing women that teach amazing things and putting them on a platform and hitting those pain points and those problem areas and figuring out how we can all collaborate together and bring forth that information to you and help you solve problems, right? So anyways, that's what we're doing today. And we got this awesome lady that's going to help us out today with some of these little gremlins and the gaps and the craziness that if you're feeling out of alignment, if that word doesn't even make sense to you, we're going to be talking about that today too. So, hi, lady.
Hi.
I love her energy. There's Sean's here and Laura's here. That's awesome. Thanks, ladies, for hopping on with us. If you are here with us, make sure you say hi. And hi, Jen. Also, as we're going through this, you guys all know people that can use this information that we're going to be talking about today. So if by all means this is something that you think your C-suite, your group of people, the people you coach can benefit from, by all means share this video, right? Like, spread the wealth, spread the good, give the love.
Get the love.
Spread the love.
Share the love.
Do you want me to talk about your background, Diahana, or do you want to do it?
Sure. You're on a roll.
I'm on a roll. So let me just fill you in on this amazing lady. So she is an award-winning trainer, speaker, success and business coach, and she's spent over 23 years doing these things. She's managed multi-million-dollar accounts, and in the matter of juggling her own back business and some business for other people, she figured out that there was like this big stretch in her world and there was a gap. So how long ago did you make the shift there? Was that's what?
So I've had my own business since 2006, but I left corporate in January of this year. So January 2017. So it's been like 10 months, 9, 10 months.
Yeah. So you juggled that for a long time.
I juggled it for like a lot of people. I juggled it for a long time. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's, hey, Janelle, how are you doing this morning? Hi, Laura. Thanks for jumping on with us, ladies. Yeah, that struggle's real, isn't it? Like
totally.
It's
totally
so real. And, trying to make it happen. And like, there was a flip for you, wasn't there? Like something that
I had a huge aha moment for me. From my son, so I have 2 kids. My son's 16. Well, at the time he was 16. He's 17 now. My daughter was 11, turning 12. And I'm I love my kids. Of course, we all do. But I never had this burning desire to stay home with them before when they were little, right? It wasn't my calling. But when he turned 16, Erin, oh my gosh, I like had this in your face, holy camoly, he's going to be gone off to college in a year, and I'm missing what I felt like was really important teenage years. Yeah. And I looked at my husband, I'm like, we're moving to Oregon from California. We have a lot kind of going on. I'm like, I want to be home. I want to work this business, help women, achieve super success, but do it in a fun, free way where I can totally have it all. And the minute I made that decision, everything fell into place. It was amazing. That's why I work and teach on harmony, because it's so totally possible. I see women struggling. And I was that woman, right? I'm like, oh my gosh, I could never leave my corporate job. Oh my gosh, I could never afford it.
Right.
But But you can.
That racket that holds us back, right? All of those, you call them gremlins, and I love that. But
I do. Yeah.
That racket,
because they're clanging.
Nasty little chit chat or a voice that you heard when you were little that just won't go away. Like, you can't do that. What are you thinking about? You're never going to make it happen if you do that.
Totally. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got to work for the man, right? The big guy, the big corporation.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the only way you're going to get your health care covered. You know, all of those things that come up that just hold you back. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So how did you, let's kind of dive into that. Cause yeah, like, do you call it harmony coaching? Do you call it business?
I have what I call the harmony core process. I never thought of it as harmony coaching. Ooh, I might have to write that down. I have what I call the harmony core process. And it's something I've done my whole life.
Yeah.
It was like how I was always this happy kid. I was always this, pretty happy woman in the business world. I was like always, I had this process, although I didn't realize it at the time, right? I've pulled it out over this last year, written it down. There's 7 steps and come up with, exactly what it is that I do. And I realized, oh my gosh, I have this process, and you can go through this process to have total alignment in your business or total alignment in your life. I really focus on business, right?
Yeah.
So you can shut off those gremlins or that negative self-talk on your shoulder, and you can do, whatever you want to do.
So can you dive into that word alignment? I mean, I know a lot of, most of my people know what that means, but like for you, what does that mean? What does that look like?
So it looks like, so I'll give you an example. So let's say you're, an entrepreneurial woman and things just aren't gelling, right? So it could be a couple things. Sometimes I see, and this was me too, right? A super secret fear that if I was really successful in my business, right? So I was in the corporate world. I know how to work really hard. I know how to work 80 hours a week. But if I do that in this entrepreneurial business, I'm going to lose everything that I quit my corporate job for, right? I'm not going to be able to spend time with my kids. I'm not going to be able to go on vacation. I'm not going to be able to travel. It's going to suck the life out of me.
Right.
And so that's one way misalignment can show up. It's like working super, super hard, addicted to your phone on the weekend, but not really getting ahead. Or maybe you are getting ahead, but just not, but feeling like you're sacrificing yourself.
Yeah.
That's one way it can show up. Some people, it shows up, and I had someone talk about this very recently with insomnia, right? They can't sleep at night, or they have headaches or back pain or whatever. It can show up. In some people, it shows up physically.
Physically, right, for sure.
Some people, it shows up just feeling weird, right? They're doing all this marketing, they're doing what they think they should be doing, or they're doing what other people think they should be doing, or what's popular, but it's not resonating, right? They're not getting clients, or maybe they're getting the wrong clients, or the clients they have, aren't doing the work, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So that's what this is all about. It's all about just tuning in, and whether you know who you spiritually are or not. Some people do, some people don't. If you do, it's about even expanding that further. If you don't, then I have a process that helps you identify with, what I call it a spiritual attribute, what your spiritual attributes are, how you reflect God or the universe or spirit or whatever, whatever is true for you. I don't discriminate.
Sure.
And taking that and doing that work first. We were talking before the show about inner work, doing that inner work first. And then, because I have a really strong sales and marketing background, then we build your plan, right? And then it flows. You know what to do. You feel confident. You're led.
Yeah. Ooh.
Well, and we get rid of the gremlins too, which I talked about too, right? There's all that negative stuff. We've got to kick that out. And
that's beautiful. And I love how you described that. And thanks everybody for jumping on. We're really super glad you're here. Make sure you interact with us in the comments here. And if you have questions, for sure, even if you're watching the replay of this, people, And you have comments. Sean said, yeah, she's heard those voices for the gremlins. For sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're here and you got comments, make sure you ask us our questions. And that spiritual attributes, can we touch on that for a minute?
Sure.
Yeah. Is that, is you have a link if people are interested in that? Like, are you willing
I
to
do. Of course. I
Yeah.
share everything. Yeah. So I have a quiz. It's called the Spiritual Attributes Quiz. You can find it on my website. You can just go to DiahanaBarnes.com. I actually put it right at the top for people who want it. And that, or you could go to Diahana Barnes /spiritual quiz, I think, too. And just make sure you spell Diana right. Diahana.
Yeah.
But we can put a link in the comments too. So there's a quiz. And it'll tell you which of the 7 spiritual attributes you resonate with most. So for me, there's, this is just my interpretation. I got some of it's from a book called Science and Health. It's not exact, but it's kind of what I've gleaned from it. And it's all about, so if you think of the universe or God or spirit, there's 7 areas that really just cover everything in the world. So like principle is one of them, which is law. Mind, we're all reflective of divine mind is one. Soul is one. Spirit, life, truth, love. And what I found is we all tend to resonate with 1 or 2. And you can reflect any of them, particularly for certain situations. Like if you need money, as an example, I work with life a lot. Because I think of life as Mother Nature, nurturing, growing, expanding. And so we work with that attribute to manifest money in your business. That's just an example.
Sure. That's really, really cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. And going forward, that sets your groundwork, right? For figuring out all kinds of holes, gaps, the gremlins that talk to you, us.
Yeah. Yeah.
And how to deal with them and kind of shelf them. Sure, right?
Yeah, it's really kick them to the curb. Get rid of them, blow them up. Yeah. Get rid of them. We get rid of them once and don't let them come back. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So that's, for me, I agree 100% with you that's instrumental as being the foundation work. Before you go forward, if you don't do that, and I'm sure, correct me if you think otherwise, if you don't do that first, then your walls for your home and your roof have nothing to stand on. Nothing's going to support your structure of a business or yourself. Yeah.
And that was me, right? When I first started my business, I didn't, I did what I thought I was supposed to do. I was supposed to be a sales coach, right? Because that's my background was in sales, and it just wasn't resonating. It just wasn't my thing. So, and I think a lot of people do that. We do what we think we should, or we do what we think will make money. But
or somebody told us we should.
Or somebody tells us we should. Right.
Yeah. For sure. And that, you already mentioned it, that it manifests in so many different ways when it doesn't align with us. And, everything from physical to mental and spiritual, and just everything's all wonky and off, and now you're sick. Yeah. So this alignment in your business and your spiritual attributes, and how do you, let's get into that. How do you line them up? Do you want to talk about that?
Well, so sure. Yeah. So you line them up. So, first, I like the first step is you got to uncover what they are, what yours is, what, specifically. So we get really specific. The quiz taps on that, it kind of skirts the surface of it. And then we dig deeper into, okay, who are you really in a spiritual sense? Really, who are you? So that's the very first kind of step in getting in alignment. And then we go through the 7 steps of the process. And so we work on gratitude a little bit. I know a lot of people do that. But I have kind of a specific way where you work on just being grateful and present to all that's good right now, even in the chaos of all that's going on in the world. I think if we're embracing love and who we really are, the ripple effect, it'll affect the world. And I feel passionately about that. So
I agree 100.
Yeah.
1,000%.
We've just got to keep on, ladies. We've just got to keep on loving. I'm telling you.
Keep sharing the love, people. We all need to love each other. We all need to care about each other. And and believe me, we each make a difference. Because
totally.
We each make a difference. Yeah. So I believe 100% in the one drop can cause a tidal wave and just spread it forward. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
and that's how you get in alignment, right? It's just by loving other people, by being grateful, by knowing who you are, by sharing that with the world.
Yeah.
So,
How beautiful is that? And then when that unfolds, like, what's the other side of that, right? Like, right? Like, just your personal story in the last 10 months. I mean, look at your face.
I'm living the dream. Yeah, I'm living, it's like this total free. I was telling someone I love to travel, right? Well, since January, I've been on a trip every single month. Like, I'm always going somewhere all over. So, but and my business completely allows me to do that. And I know that's what other people want. We're entrepreneurs for a reason. We didn't become one to sit behind our desk all day long and relive the corporate world in our own, living room.
Right.
So, and having amazing clients to work with. And I'm big into retreats. So I host a lot of virtual, not a lot, but virtual and, live retreats so that we can. Well, you just came back from San Diego. You know what that live experience is like.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Hi, ladies that are just jumping on. It's good to see you. Yeah, and Dina's here too. Dina just came back from a live retreat in Vegas, and I'm glad you're safe, honey. Super glad you're safe. And so that live experience really is, when you can touch and feel and see your people. I mean, it's one thing to have a great, big, awesome Zoom retreat, right? And everybody you can see and you can play online, but that in-person experience for me is like just over the top. I mean, it's just like that much bigger, better, more awesome. The connections that you make, the stories that you can tell on the sidelines or at breakfast before you start or whatever. It's just, I'm
a huge fan of virtual, right? Like, I love doing things like what we're doing.
Yeah.
But the in-person, it's not the content like right now. It's when you get to walk off and go have, a glass of wine or a cup of coffee with someone after, that's the magic, and you meet people that you never would have met before and become business besties or more. And that's the magic of
for sure. And then, for me, in my experience that I just had, hi, Deanna, when you're in person and, those gremlins come up when you're in person, right? I really like, I'll stay my distance from that one. She can have her own experience, and I'm glad she's here. Right? And then you have to, on purpose, for some reason, you get put with these people, and it's like, oh my gosh, they're beautiful people. Yeah. Yep. And that interaction and that
experience. I love
that. It's over the top, right?
It's over the top. It's worth it. It's worth every penny, whatever the pennies are. So.
Yeah. So some of the other things that we talked about maybe touching on were some of these the blocks and how once you figure out that you got those gremlins, how do you move through them and shift them and kick them to the curb like you said before.
So it's funny, I've been doing these virtual harmony retreats, and in that we've been doing a visualization as part of it to kick some of that gremlin negative stuff to the curb. And that's one way to do it, is to just visually kick it out. And then there's other ways that I work with clients where you write it out and you get rid of it, and you really, like if you're in alignment, then it's so blatantly obvious that negative self-talk is just totally negative, or those gremlins, they just become so clear as being crappy.
Yeah.
That it's easier to push them away.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's interesting too, that work, once it's done and you actually you have awareness. There's my word. I'm like, where's my word? When you actually have awareness of it, if it does start to rise again, it's easy. It's easy.
Totally.
Right then.
Yeah. You like see it coming. You're like, get out. Yeah. Once it's done, I consider it pretty much done. It'll try to creep up.
Yeah.
But I rarely get the same kind of gremlin twice.
Right.
But, I mean, in a big way, it'll try to, it does. They always try to creep up, right? We all feel insecure, get scared, or whatever it is. But yeah,
exactly.
Kick them to the curb.
So I'm super glad the ladies are on with us. Deanna was actually in San Diego with me, and she's on. She's like, I love seeing you in person. It's fun. But Dina and super glad to have the ladies on with us today. But if I don't even know, are you taking clients?
I am. Yeah, thank you for asking.
In your world?
Yeah. Usually, kind of the flow for me is I love to have people come either virtually into one of my retreats. I have one tomorrow and I have one next week called a Harmony Retreat. It's an hour and a half online like this, and no more than about 6 ladies. I keep them really small, and we work very intimately together because I love the power of the group and one-on-one combined. So there's a power in a group where you work with, like-minded business women that are maybe have similar challenges to you.
Oh, for sure.
And then I have an in-person retreat in Santa Monica, California in October 20th through the 22nd, which I know you just went to San Diego, but it will be amazing.
I'm looking at your travel schedule. Am I there then?
Yeah, you should come. It's going to be gorgeous. The boardroom overlooks the ocean, and we're going to do some amazing work, and people can walk away with a completely aligned sales and marketing plan. We'll kick out gremlins. I mean, we'll do a lot in those kind of 2.5 days.
Yeah.
And then, you can work on with me one-on-one. I do a lot, not a lot. I do a little one-on-one work.
Yeah. Groups your thing, isn't it?
It starts with the group because I like to lay the foundation first.
Yeah. And
then we can work on one-on-one, but it's a little bit challenging. It's not that we can't do it. We could, but it just, like I said, I think the power of the group is amazing. So.
Yeah.
Or a VIP day with me. I do quite a few of those.
Right? I love that too. Yeah. So, when we're done here, will you drop links in here for people to do if that's something they wish to do, or to that?
Sure. Go DiahanaBarnes.com. Work with me. It's all there. But yes, I will. There's specific links for the retreats too. I'll put in there.
Yeah, and Diana's name is spelled.
It's weird. Diahana. Diahana. Only one N. Yeah.
So if you guys want to get a hold of Diana, or if you want more information on what she does and who she is and where she's going to be, or if you're interested in her retreats that she does, her in-person retreats, she's absolutely a beautiful, beautiful woman to work with, and
we just love each other.
We love each other. Spread the love. Spread the love. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, she'll drop her links in here when we're done. And again, if you guys thank you so much for being live with us. If you've been here with us today, if you're watching this replay, make sure if you have comments or questions, drop them in here. We'll loop back around and answer those for you for sure. And again, if this information is pertinent to the people in your circle or your tribe or your cubicles or your C-suite, right? Go into corporate too, right?
Yeah.
It all needs to, this work needs to be everywhere. By all means, share this video with your people, and spread the love, people. Spread the love. Spread the love.
We're gonna make the world a better place together.
Yeah. Make the world a better place, please. Yeah, and I put this on my page the other day when the tragedy happened, but what we focus on grows. So if you focus on good and love and happy and heartfelt things, that's what's going to grow. So please, everybody, spread the love. Diana, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, Erin.
So much enjoy you. Again, everybody, thanks so much for being here with us. We'll see you right back here again soon. Take care.
Bye.